Though
The Radio Wammo Breakfast. TV on the radio with Hamish Coleman-Ross.
Yes, talking TV this week in TV, and we've got a lot to get through. Hamish Coleman-Ross, welcome back to the show.
Well, great to be back. I missed you last week. I saw you at Laneway, but you were close, but not quite there. I waved, you ignored me, big music man in the crowd.
Too many people in between us.
Mate, Laneways, but we had fun. The music was great.
We did. First up, there's a lot of rumours going on around about TV3 and particularly John Campbell and the future of his show, Hamish.
Yeah, there is indeed. Ian Audsley, who I've dubbed the Axeman, or somebody else dubbed him the Axeman, I'm just reinforcing it. The guy that they've hired from Australia to come through and trim the fat at TV3, got John back in and out of his holidays, sat him down and said, John, mate, you've got 4 months. 4 months to turn around the show and show that it should be there.
Do we know that meeting definitely took place?
That took place in the holidays, yeah. Yep, okay. John was brought back. They had lunch.
Right.
So maybe it wasn't a meeting. They had lunch. And Ian dropped the bomb.
Code for
you're on the ropes.
So it's basically pick up your game, pick up the ratings.
Yeah. I think it's a great thing that he did it, and I love the fact that it has been really public about it, because if you enjoy John Campbell and you enjoy the show, then you know that you should probably make more of an effort to support it. And at the same time, John knows that he's got to make more of an effort, and I think that's probably a really great thing to be doing to him.
But the risk here is the spiral down of news journalism down to the lowest common denominator, where both channels are competing for tits and ass.
That is true, and that's probably where we're going with it all. But
that's great.
I like John because when there is something meaty to go on, he's probably one of the best people. Let's not forget. This is the guy that basically rolled Jenny Shipley with that amazing interview in 2001, where she was claiming that there was no help coming to New Zealand businessmen post 9/11 in New York, and he turned around and said, "Which ones are you talking about, Mrs. Shipley? We've called 10 of the best, and they've never even heard of you and being in New York when having any meetings." He is a great journalist, but I think we need to give him more important things to do. Maybe he should just have his own little foreign affairs show.
Well, that would be nice, because I interviewed him back in early 2005, particularly about Campbell Live, and it was not long after. I think it'd only been on air about 6 months or a little bit longer than that, and there were certain ideals that he kind of held the show up to, and he wouldn't be covering crime. Crime wouldn't be one of those things that they'd cover too heavily. But since then, that's changed quite drastically. So there are a lot. He's had to, I think, sacrifice a lot of his own kind of ideals for what he thinks a current affairs show should be over time.
I don't think the worst. I mean, if they do cancel Campbell Live, God, I'm all tongues and words this morning. If they cancel Campbell Live, it won't be the worst thing in the world. I think John is a great journalist at heart, and he'll find something else to do. Maybe he'll go back to 60 Minutes or something, which is where he started out and was at his best anyway. Yeah. Let's not forget, he only got into news reading because Hawkesby did the runner. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but if you like John Campbell, then watch the damn show.
Okay. All right.
Done. Now, the other big news in the weekend, it was front page. Rachel Glusine of Cheat Cheat dropped the bomb. Alison Moore is in a relationship with a woman.
The L bomb.
Oh! My morning's just got that much better. You know that she's presenting the news with Pippa Wetzel soon, don't she? And be like, over to you, Pippa.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alison. My mind's going completely somewhere else. Great TV, and that's all we've got to say about that.
Yep. What about talking about things that are hot? Hottest Home Baker.
Hottest Home Baker, yeah. They had it on TV3 Thursday night, I think. Thursday night, and 8:30, which is a strange time slot for it. I thought they'd chuck it on a Saturday or a Sunday maybe at 7 o'clock. I kind of saw it as more of a TV2 show, quite cutesy. Wasn't cute enough, I thought. I thought it was a bit pedestrian, a little boring. Colin III Jeffrey was the host. Great host, but he kind of looked like even he was bored.
Okay.
Now, if Colin's bored, then I'm bored. If that guy's not having a good time, then how the hell am I supposed to?
So they've got their subject matter they thought was going to be a little bit more raunchy and a little bit more exciting than what it was.
I don't really know now. I just thought it would be this very cute, kind of kitschy type show that would have this great Kiwiana appeal, and they just really missed the boat. And they voted us off the hottest chick in the first episode.
Oh. There you go.
Idiots.
Talking about eating, Masterchef.
Masterchef's on. Masterchef is it's the New Zealand version. I haven't watched it because I've never watched a Masterchef from overseas, so to review it would just be really wrong and out of left field. But I talked to someone who loves these shows, and he said it was actually very good and he'd watch it again.
Okay, good.
So there you go. If he's watched it again, you should too.
Yep.
Also, Lost, TVNZ, they were telling us it was going to be 6 hours after the US broadcast, and
or even before, because if we were to get it on bang on the day, we would actually, because the time-wise and stuff, would be before. Well, this didn't happen.
It opened in the US to 14 million viewers. Now that's a lot. And that's really, really strong. It's huge, actually. And now we've lost out on that because TVNZ could have had those kind of huge numbers, and instead people are downloading it. They're carrying it around. It's a great episode. Watch it if you want to download it. Go and download it today.
Yeah,
because it's a really, really great watch.
Every Lost fan I know has already seen it.
Yep.
So when does it screen in New Zealand?
Wednesday, the first episode, one episode I believe, will be this Wednesday.
Who knows and who cares?
Yep, way to go TVNZ, missed the boat on it big time.
Do we know what happened, why they've missed this one?
Oh look, I can only assume that they just really don't care all that much, and they'll probably tell you that online's not hurting them as much as you'd think, and we're just supposed to believe the lies, but at the end of the day, no one's watching your show, and the rabid fans who would talk about it and would promote it for you by word of mouth, through social media, any other kind of form, aren't going to be doing that. So
because there's lots of opportunity there. Pardon the pun. But with social media, but also with engaging perhaps with the TVNZ website, where it could be a live event.
Absolutely.
And people are talking about it all at the same time online and sharing videos or doing whatever. But they've missed that because it's also fractured because people are downloading it at certain times of the day and watching it with their friends or not watching it.
Well, the great reason to watch Lost when it comes out from the States is, all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I got to talk about all the theories and read about all the theories. And you do. You can't help it, do it. And you go online. And there it is, this really existing community that you can yarn about till it's 4 in the morning, and that's just fun.
The Lost podcast is out.
Exactly. Now, you could be doing that with New Zealand people if you wanted, and TVNZ could have had that. They could have had that traffic on their site that they love to have exclusive content for, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Do they need us to organise this?
Do they need
maybe. Us to perhaps sort out the programming?
Can we just go on there and we'll just walk in and be like, Jane, we love you. You're a nice person.
But out the door.
Out the door. It's time for Hamish and Wammo to come on in. And look, we're just going to run the show now.
Yeah.
God, I think that'd be fantastic. Yeah. I would actually broadcast programming meetings.
Why not? Do it
broadcast
live.
them online.
Stream it.
Or even make an event out of it. Tonight on TVNZ7, we'll be having what should be the broadcasted at 7 o'clock slot. People could vote on it. We could really make something of this.
Throw it out to the people.
Maybe you should do that, Kiwi FM. Actually, maybe you shouldn't. You might not have a job.
Exactly.
Okay, what else is on? 24 on C4. We're loving that.
Oh, yes.
Yep, Katie Sackhoff, who was Starbuck on Battlestar Galactica, is now... It's set in New York this year. We like New York as a setting.
Yes.
It's a beautiful city.
Good. Where's it normally set? LA?
It was LA, and then they put it in Washington. So now that he's just going to trip around the country. But I think we'll know that it's probably jumped the shark if we have 24 Omaha. Let's pray that day never comes.
Right. Prentice, local version.
Yeah, Terry Steratops or Sterastorgus or whatever his name is. It's Greek. He is apparently a fiery bugger on set. And he's been seen yelling at producers on set. I have this on very good authority.
Is he the millionaire guy?
Yeah, the millionaire guy from Wellington that blows 1 point something or other million on the Phoenix each year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the man who's sending us to the Soccer World Cup.
But that's a good investment right there.
Well, yeah. I guess, if you can spare it, why not? Kind of charitable.
Yeah, that's
tax deductible, I'm sure. Apparently he's really fiery, and if he is that fiery on set and he does that on screen, we've got a great show.
Yeah.
Hands down, it'll be a great show. But I don't know. I've seen some of the talent around the bus stops and had a chat to some of the production crew about some of the people that were the challengers, and I think they might be a bit soppy. I don't think they'll be that gutsy New Zealand entrepreneur that we do have.
But that's the thing. I mean, because The Apprentice, the American version, suits kind of that New York kind of go get 'em kind of attitude, and where the
yes, Mr. Trump, no, Mr. Trump, all that kind of crap.
But in New Zealand, we're not like that.
No, we're not. And I wonder. I do know a few people who auditioned for it, and some of them, when they said that they didn't get it, I was like, really? Not in a American Idol, God, I can't believe my daughter didn't get in type way, but I could sort of look at them and say, God, you would have been great.
Yeah.
The other thing I have to talk about really quickly, Lee Hart's Mysterious Planet.
Ah, yes.
TV1, 9:30 Fridays. Do watch it. It's really bloody good. It's funny.
Okay.
And it's clever.
What's the premise behind it? What is he
the
doing?
premise is that it's kind of like Borat-ish type thing, and so Lee is travelling around the world as a archaeological expert in nothing, and he goes to these really sort of strange mysteries of the world. And one is the first one is Bigfoot, and he goes to the Ohio American National Bigfoot Conference. hilarity ensues.
Great.
So yeah,
And
very
you
good.
might know Lee Hart from Moon TV and the bacon ad. Hellas.
Oh, what's that? Sausages.
Or sausages?
It
Bacon?
was, yeah.
Sausages?
Anyway, it's really, really good. Make sure you watch it. It goes for an hour, which is quite nice for the comedy to get its pace and just washes over you and will take away all the horridness that was the week.
Great. I think we're well into 2010 by now with the TV. Thanks very much, Hamish Coleman-Ross.
Thanks, mate.